Hello, welcome to my stream. Since I reached 3100, now it's time to get even further. And we got this puzzle first. Here b7 pawn is the target, so the first move that comes to mind is bishop c8. To hit this pawn, and it looks like I will capture it. I don't think there's other way to proceed, because if black goes 97, he's gonna stop bishop c8 and ideas like bishop e6, bishop d5. So I would go for immediate bishop c8, and then if he goes for d5, well, then I could go for d5, cd5, c4, push. Yeah, this looks quite complex, but I think I need to go with bishop c8 to simply survive. I don't think there's a way to avoid that, unless there's some weird zugzwang with bishop e6, 97, bishop d7. But I don't really buy it. I don't really see how's this gonna happen. So I'm gonna go first with bishop c8, and yeah, d5 is the move. And now which pawn captures? If I have a bad feeling about cd, because the c pawn will run, and I think I need to take with the e pawn so that the king can also participate in catching this pawn. So if I take with the e pawn, then if he pushes, I can take, push here, h3, king f1, h2, and then some d6 to cover h1, and then I have a b passed pawn and also a d passed pawn. So I would say that I have to keep this diagonal open, or the prospect of the diagonal to keep open. So I would not capture like this, because he might push now, and this could become very dangerous. Although, wait a second, so bishop b7, d4, bishop c6, and then I can get this way. That's not something I expected. Yeah, I can take and then find my way. Bishop b7, dc, let's say, bishop d5. Oh, but then knight f4, and then you take. Oh, but that's fine, you'll play b7 very soon. Wait, bishop b7, dc, bishop d5, c3, bishop b3, 97, b7, knight c6, and then somehow to beat black, but it doesn't look easy. I'm more for capturing on d5 and then taking on b7. I feel like if I take on b7 immediately, he gets a passed pawn, which is kind of far from my king. And with ed5, I'm creating this passed pawn for him, but this king is closer to the e pawn than it is to the c pawns. And also quite important is that the bishop will catch the h pawn after bishop b7 and pushing this pawn, while the king secures the e pawn. But I don't know. Without concrete variations, it feels very speculative. But that's just my intuition that says that ed5 might be the right move. ed5, but am I missing some intermezzo, like knight f4, maybe king h2? Let's say e4, bishop. Aha, maybe I'm missing that stuff, but no, actually bishop will capture on b7, push d6. Wait a second. So ed5, knight f4, king h2, e4. Oh, I am slow, aren't I? d6, e3. Oh, but then I go king g1. Wait, I can do that and still catch a pawn, because if he pushes h3 I can easily take it. Or is it so easy? No, it's not. I didn't take the b7 pawn. Oof. No. Oh, but what am I talking about? ed5, knight f4, king h2, e4, bishop b7, let's say e3, king g1. And in case you push your h pawn, I push my d pawn, and then the bishop takes care of the h pawn. So I'm not for bishop b7 immediately. dc4 seems a bit too fast, and knight gets in time to get to c6. But let's see one more time. So bishop b7, dc, bishop d5, let's say, c3, bishop b3, knight e7. No, this feels even dangerous in terms of am I gonna lose this game, because the king has potential of becoming very active on f4 and helping the c pawn to get promoted to actually take my bishop. So I don't like this idea. I like more the idea of ed, because cd kinda leads to the same. Not really the same, but c4, I don't see how I defend against that. Oh, but wait, d6? Ah, yeah, he can defend by king f6 maybe. Or knight f4 first check. Yeah. So my final answer is C, ed5. But really I'm not... I didn't give any concrete explanation like in variations, but something more abstract. So it was bishop b7. Damn. Oh, this was so... No? Bishop c6. Oh. So wait, knight c6, you can take it. Oh, of course, you promote first. What am I doing? And also here, I think you promote first. And then queen e5. Oh, I didn't see that, but... What's happening on... Okay, knight f5 is stupid, completely stupid, but what happens on king h6? Aha, maybe there's this check. On king g6 there's bishop e8. And there's checkmate like this. Or if he goes immediately for this check... Oh yeah, I should have seen this. I should have seen this. Vaibhav, hello. How are you doing? Ah, yeah. This was a bit rushed. And now I'm back to below 3100. Damn it. Send me the link to your tournament. Yeah, this was... What's wrong with e5? Am I losing this? Or e4, bishop b7, e3, king g2, h... Yeah, I was looking at this, but... I guess his king is too active now. Catches the b pawn. Oh, yeah. No worries. I'm not opening. So... Well, this is supposed to be a draw, yeah? Because there's 95 in the end. And then c4 hangs, and... Maybe I should be slightly worried about saving this, but... Oh no, there's bishop c8. This is okay. And then king e2. Okay, at least it's not some brutal minus like minus 10, 17. Oh god. Pawn endings, really? Really, bro? I think it's b5 and then g4. I think it's b5 because you would like to get some stuff like g4, but there's danger of closing the position completely by something like b5, let's say. So I would say that it's b5 first, and then once the queen side is not locked, you can go g4 and always keep this king guessing. Do I want to get h5, my passed pawn, and then swoop to the queen side? I think that's the solution. What do you think? Hello, Chess Puzzles. How are you doing? b5. What can he do? He can do takes and a5, for example. If I go for g4 immediately, he goes b5, and then there's trouble. Because black wants to create a passed pawn of his own on the queen side, and I don't have good ways to parry that. Because black can also play g5 on the next move, and no, sorry, he can just wait for me to do something. But wait, is that such a big threat? Wait, if I go g4, and he goes b5, if I simply take, he takes with, the pawn, with the a pawn. Wait, but if I go b5 and he does take twice and go g4, I don't feel great about this position. Let's say g5, and what do? You must take. Or go king g3, because if h5, then b4, ab, b5, and it's locked. Oh wait, but what about c5? No, then he takes and goes b5. That's also not good. Also a4 is an option, but then there might be some stuff like king h5. I don't know. I don't like this idea. Although it's not really that annoying. But b5 looks super tempting. Takes, and then g4. King g7. g5, king f7, king g4, king e6. Here takes, and then d5. Takes, g6. I think I'm in time. King e6, king h6, and then g7, and promote with check. Aha, maybe there's no, I missed. If I play g4 immediately, b5 takes ab. Oh, but then he's easily gonna create a passed pawn. Oh, thanks, but I was at 3100. Now I fell. My goal is much higher. So I'd go with b5. What do you think about this? What do you think about this? King g4, there's maybe b5. And do you want to go with h5 maybe? After you take. I don't know, takes and then takes and then AB and then you push c5. I'm not sure if that'll work, but aha, maybe the point is that you have checkmate in the end. But wait, white is the one who promotes second, not first. Maybe you play b5 first and then you go king g4 with that stuff you wanted. That's it. cb5 and then, well, even g4 works, but king g4. King g4 is nicer. And then you get closer and you can create a passed pawn. Let's see what's wrong with a4. A4, king h5. Wait, no? Even that's winning. Interesting. a5, king h5. Yeah, this might be a glitch puzzle with some moves. Maybe it doesn't work, quote unquote, on lower depth. a4. Okay, let's dig deeper. So king h5, b5 now, cb, a5, and now king g2, king g4, and now I'm just gonna waste some tempi here. King h5, king f3, and then g4. Interesting, and then you go king g4 and h5. It also works. for some weird reason it's a puzzle. And I guessed the right move, quote unquote. The right move between the two. If king g4, then white is losing after b5. Takes, because now black gets king h5 and we get this position where black gets d5 and black has two passed pawns. Black's b5 pawn is holding the two white pawns on the queen side, and that's gonna be enough for black to win. I think I got my personal best now by I broke it by 1 point. Yeah, this one was very, very awkward. Let's get to the next one. So this one was the one I got. Don't be fooled by the rating. I saved the link to the puzzle when I got my initial rating for today, which is 3103, but basically it's 3104 right now. Let's just refresh the page. Yeah, now it's less confusing. So what do we do here? I think we have to do some weird queen f3 stuff, threatening checkmate, or something like that. Some little waiting move, or well, even f5 looks very tempting. But then king g5, I'm not sure if that'll work. Oh, but then there's queen d4. Okay, now we get to something, to somewhere. Queen d4, and if he takes, there's gonna be queen f6 here, there. Ah, he escapes to g8. I almost got it. So maybe some queen f5 stuff. Excellent, excellent choice. Queen f3 looks interesting because you want to go g5, or you want to go queen h5, and if he gets queen g4, then you go g5, king h3, and then you get queen f1 checkmate. But my question is, what happens if king h3 here? What happens then? Or let's go from the beginning. What happens if I take on h2? Let's consider the most blunt response. Takes, and then I don't know, maybe queen h1. Oh, I think I see something. Wait. Check here. Here. There. No, I think I lost the thread. Wait a second. Take here. I think I saw something for the moment, but I lost the variation. Oh god. I think now it's something like queen h1. Queen h1, and then I threaten to go f5 with some checkmating threats. If queen e6, oh no, this is not good. f5, king f4. Oh god, Nope. Wait, I think it is queen h2, but I don't see a follow-up that's good enough. Queen h5, king f4. G5. But he also has king f5 here to cover with g4 when I want to skewer him. So that's not that great. Takes here. Is it maybe some queen g2, but queen g2 back to threaten f5. Abdurrahman, hello. Well, this is tough. If I start with g5, he is gonna find his way out. I don't think this is the way to go. I need to keep my pawns flexible. If I push any pawn, I think it is this pawn to create room for queen g4 stuff and things like that. Maybe immediately, let's say f5. And then pray. But I don't know, maybe queen e6 takes here. Oh, but there's queen g3 mate. Okay, this makes some sense, but if he escapes immediately, I don't see what to do. What should I do? Maybe queen d4, but then he takes on g6 and still escapes. So, no. Queen e2, king h3, queen f1, king h4, but I'm not doing any progress, I guess. No, it doesn't seem that way. If I take, he goes back to g4. Queen h5, king f4, and now something clever like queen e2 maybe. Queen e2. But is it clever though? Is it so clever? Maybe in some weird lines I can use my king to support my queen to checkmate the king, but let's say like this. Here f5, king f3, and now start running with king d2, but there's check. I can escape maybe to e1, but no, he is giving all these checks. Queen h2, king g4, f5, king f4. Oh, no, no, I don't think we win this. I think we fight for a draw there. f5, king f here. I think we fight for a draw there because his pawn is more advanced than ours. So we take here, and then I believe this is the moment. So if I go f5, king f4, queen h2, king g4, queen g2, and then the same f5. But I thought I mentioned something like this. Aha, you cannot escape to e5 now because there's queen d4 checkmate in some lines. That looks pretty promising. So queen h2, king g4, queen g2, queen e6, then f5. On king f4 you can go queen f2 check, and now you cannot escape to e5 because queen d4 is made. There's no e6 escape. And when you get to g5, there's always going to be queen g3 made because of the pawns which restrict the king. So yeah, that might be it. Good spot, Abdurrahman. Yeah, but then there's skewer. You see, if the queen and king are separated too much, then when the king steps on the e file, it's gonna be a skewer. I take a queen and it's game over. On e6, it's just there to be close to the queen, but with this, with queen being on e8, when the king steps on e5, it's gonna be too far apart. So I like this. I like how this looks. Queen takes h2 and queen g2, preparing f5 and queen e4 stuff. And if he goes to... what happens if he goes to f4? If he goes to f4, for example, here, king f4, what now? King f4, you cannot go g4, g5 now. Queen f2, king g4 back. Yeah, queen f2, king e4. I'm not thrilled about it. Queen f2, this, and then just escape to d5. I'm not loving this. So this, queen g2, king f4. Aha, but you still... Ah, no, you cannot go f5, he escapes. Check on f2, king e4. Maybe check on... wait. Check again. King f4. Since you don't escape to d5 because of checkmate, so king goes back to f4, and now... Now, yes, f5. Yeah, f5 with queen e4, queen g4 stuff. That looks pretty good. And also one question is left. Queen g2, king f4, queen f2. What happens if king goes to g4? What if he goes back? f5, king h3. Aha, so wait. This, here. Queen b8. But then there's... Aha, yeah, my bad. Nihil, congrats. Aha, queen, yeah, queen g1 is good. Alright, so... Takes here, queen b8. Aha, but now wait. Now you can go check. No, check here. Wait, there is something I check on e4, king h3, check on h1, king g4, and now f5. And there's gonna be also skewer. Wait, so this, that, queen b8, queen e4, king h3, queen h1, king g4 back, and now f5. You can't go to g5 because of queen h6. And if you go to f4, then queen e4, queen g4, checkmate. So yeah, let's do this and queen g2. So I told queen e4 here, check, here, and now f5. Oh, but wow, I completely missed that move. That was stupid. But then I take on c6, and then I lose my queen. Damn it. So now, is it just check and take on c6 with check? Yeah, this was very stupid of me. Queen e6, you cannot go to h4 because of g5, and then you take it like this. Yep. This was a huge miss. Okay, did I get any points for this? I think I didn't. No, I didn't. Oh god, didn't get anything for this. I don't know. I think I don't get rating for the puzzle I did when the link is with the cipher. If you see now, like 8PYSSSC. In my address bar it says lichess.org/training/mix. It doesn't say which puzzle it is, so I think when you do it like that, you don't get points. But that's okay. What's up with this move? What's up with this move? King g2? Because if you take it, then rook h8, king g3, and rook h3. Take the queen. But if king g2, then I could probably give a check. give a check on g4, h3, like king h2, bishop e5. This is, let's say, king f1. King f1. Maybe I could benefit from some rook d1 stuff with, let's say, rook d1, king e2, and then h2. Check, bishop f6, king g8, king h6, queen f8, bishop g7, and then to take it from there. If king f1 and h2, king g2, rook h8, he can block the pawn, and I don't think that's the way to go, because my king is also exposed, and for me to exploit this h-pawn, I would have to first defend my h-pawn with the bishop and then bring the rook to an open file and threaten checkmate. I mean check on d1, let's say. But in the meanwhile, the queen will harass my king, so I think that's not great. I think it's better to go rook d1 check and then push the h-pawn, and then to cover with the bishop, which is possible, by the way. If you had a light square bishop, then this idea of yours would work better, because there would be a much quicker threat on the long diagonal, for example. But with dark square bishop, it's gonna be tougher to execute that. So I'd go for this, and yeah, this looks fine. Because white wants to give a check on e6 and start pushing his own pawns. I don't see an immediate checkmate, so I'd just go for g4, since he cannot take rook h8, king g3, rook h3 check, king g2, takes, bishop takes b2, and if he starts pushing the b pawn, then I attack by bishop c3, forcing the pawn to move, and then I... Oh, and then... yeah, then I'll stop both pawns. So let's go with g4 and h3. But maybe... well, if I'm being clever, I'm maybe being too clever for my own good. Rook d1, queen e6 check, and now there's no good way to continue this. Yeah, just h3, and on this rook d1, king e2, h2, check, bishop f6, queen g8, king h6, and weirdly enough you escape. Weirdly enough. But wait, what's happening on king g3? King g3? I guess I give a check, f4, and then I take en passant. If king takes h3, there's checkmate on h8. If king f3, then I push h-pawn. But it's not so simple. h3 here. This, that. And maybe just go back to f6. I mean, I have two passed pawns, so it might just work out. But it doesn't feel great. Here. Yeah, but you have escape square on h4 for the king. What is that? Here. This would be cool to have just king g5 and not have a single worry, but I think f4 works even in that case, even better than the previous. So this bishop e5, f4. En passant, king f3, h2. Oh, but yeah, h2 is with check, so I can go on queen e6. Oh. That doesn't look convincing to me. Doesn't look convincing. If I go f4, then queen e6. Nope. Maybe then rook d1, I don't know. Or some stuff like e5. Very slow. h3, king g3. Bishop e5, f4. Take. What the hell is the move here? Yeah, I think I should play something like h3, not like I have any choice. Like bishop e5, queen e6 is a problem. If king g5, well, king g5, queen e3, and then an attack e7, which stalls the whole process. So h3, oh my god, this is the move. Bishop e5, f4. What if it's h2, but no, there's check on e6, always quite annoying. Bishop e5, f4 takes, and now something clever. h2, queen e6, bishop f6, king g2. But no. Could it be simply... I wanted rook h8, but he's gonna give a check and then block with the king. So, chess puzzles, you said bishop e5, f4, en passant, but I can take... I don't have to take... you know, to waste time with king f2. I mean, it's not a waste of time, but... I always have a move like queen e6 at disposal to reroute your bishop from defending h2. f4 now. He takes... I don't think it is, because you always have to worry about queen 6 check, and that gives him some time to recover. But I would still go for bishop e5. I'm not sure why would that be bad, but I don't know why is it winning it either. So it's a rough choice. Maybe just bishop f6 back and I have two passed pawns. Maybe that's the main idea, to have two passed pawns and to win in the long run. Like bishop f6 back, rook h8, and then somehow get these pawns rolling, but so are these pawns rolling. I don't know. So let's see, bishop e5, f4, gf, king f, rook h8, queen e6, bishop f6. Oh yeah, rook h8 looks pretty good. You know what? Let's go. Takes, rook h8. I love that. And for example, if takes, rook h8, queen e6, bishop f6, queen e1, h2, queen h1. Yeah, you're right, I think. You take on b2 and then he's pretty much stuck. I kinda hate this bishop f6 move. But wait, bishop f6. How does he stop your pawns? Okay, h8. I don't think it's gonna be a problem to stop these pawns. Let's just take and go rook h8. +11. I think it's a good finish. It's a great finish. So let's take a look. So queen e1, h2, queen h1, bishop b2. So the bishop is gonna cover the a pawn. The queen is really stuck on h1. And that's it. Bishop just keeps the c and the a pawns under control. The king is kept in somewhat safe position. You might even have some e5, bishop d4 just to keep bishop pretty safe around there, and then eventually to push the e-pawn further. So yeah, I think that's the end of the stream, and I'll see you maybe tomorrow with some other content, maybe analyzing some games of Magnus Carlsen. So take care. Or one more puzzle. Let's do one more puzzle. Let's do one more. Oh boy, this is gonna be even longer. This is gonna take a lot. Queen f4 check. Here. Queen d6. King takes b5. And then some rook e5 stuff. Now. Could I go for b6 immediately? b6 and then if king c6, queen e3. Oh, this is gonna be tough to calculate because there's so many options. Also, queen a1 comes to mind, or just to prepare something like rook c1. So if I include b6 and, well, first of all, what happens if king c8? Then I could go probably with queen f4 and rook c1. Let's say queen f4, king d7, rook c1, queen e4, rook c7, and some checkmate, either with queen takes f7 checkmate, or a check, or queen d6 check. Depends on where the king goes. So I would say this is quite bad for black. Rook c1 is coming next, and the rook enters on the 7th. So king c6 looks like a good choice, but then you can still go queen e3 or queen, I guess queen e3. Or maybe even rook d1. Wait a second, rook d1 looks even stronger. Rook d1 and then queen d7 with, well, no, sorry, queen d6 with lots of threats. So The reason why I didn't want to go rook d1 immediately is that he has bishop d5 to kind of close the d file and make his defense much easier. But if I lure his king out in like at the square c6, then the bishop is not a very good defensive piece, and then I can do rook d1. That's why b6 was played at all. What do you think? Does this make any sense? Let's say b6, king c6, rook d1. If he goes queen c5, queen d7, king b6, rook b1. And then I win the bishop back with the king still being in big danger. White's a pawn up, his king is much safer, and so on. And if he does nothing about it, let's say b6 here, rook d1, and he does a5, then I should be able to find something, but wait a second. b6, king c6, rook d1, a5, a4, bishop c8. Yeah, that's rough. Or it looks rough. Wait a second. Maybe I can go b7 then. But no. No. b6, king c6, rook d1, a5. Maybe now to hit him with something. Okay, this bishop c8. b7 maybe. Something crazy like that. b7 with rook d2. But that looks pretty crazy, pretty slow. Because he has one check and it doesn't look too forcing, but black's pieces are also so clumsy that it might work. It might just work. b6, king c6, rook d1, a5. Clever. a4, queen c, bishop c8, and now b7, king b7. Rook d2, queen c6, f3. But he seems to be surviving this, right? Rook b8, some stuff like that. It doesn't look like I'm getting much. Wait, but what's up with this queen e3 to prepare rook c1? Does he go to b5 or? What's the deal? Deal or no deal? The puzzle rating is white's rating multiplied by 1.99. Oh, that's a lot. What do? What happens if I go immediately with queen e3? He goes back to b8, right? But then I could go b6. Queen e3 immediately. What's that? What's that like? King d7. I don't like this. King d7 and he's escaping. Okay, you know what? Let's do a guessing game. Let's do this. Rook d1, a5. Let's do it. Minus 18. Damn. Queen f4. So what's up with this? Check. And you have to go here. Rook c1. Okay. That makes sense. And then queen g4 and then you pick it up. Queen f4. Queen e3, rook d8. And rook d1, that's the problem. So rook c1 is met with this. And then it's trouble. Trouble. Check. Yeah. Rook d1, a5, a4. a5 is the only move. Bishop c8 only move. And then I mentioned some line like b7, king b7, rook d2, but he has check and I have to bring it back. I cannot go here. He can defend by rook a6 and cover lots of squares. Yeah, it's a very long line to see, but I was kinda lazy. Also, this queen c5, you should see that rook b1 is okay, which is not that hard, but the whole sequence is a bit tough from afar. Queen f4. I would say that here finding rook c1 and after rook d8 this check was a bit too much from a distance, because you gotta see queen g4 check, which covers d1 square. Is this IM or GM puzzle level? I'm not sure. I would say maybe IM level. And let's finish on a bad note, and I'll see you guys next time. Maybe tomorrow, maybe the day after. So take care and have a nice day. Bye.